All right, guys, what's going on? Welcome in. So we have some pretty interesting Jets news that came out earlier this morning. According to Aaron Wilson, the Jets are bringing in cornerback Jimmy Moreland for a workout. He also went on to say that multiple teams have interest in Moreland. So right off the bat, I do think it's pretty, it's hard to find at this point in the year, right before the season is about to kick off, it's hard to find a young player, 27 years old, that has produced not necessarily at an extremely high level, because it's not like Moreland is, some elite quarterback. It's not like he's Darrelle Revis out there on the free agency market. But this is a guy who has been, at one point in time, right, 2019, 2020, a solid contributor for the Washington Commanders. That Ron Rivera defense. And, well, Ron Rivera in 2020, Jay Gruden in 2019. We look at Moreland, predominantly a slot cornerback. And I think the first thing, that at least pops into, my mind when I'm thinking about the Jets working at a slot corner, I'm looking at the roster right now. DJ Reed, Sauce Gardner, Michael Carter, Brandon Echols, and Bryce Hall. 5 cornerbacks, 1 slot. What's the plan if Michael Carter goes down? Are they going to try to put DJ Reed in the slot? Based off of size, I don't know if that's necessarily the best idea. Maybe it is. But they went out and they released Javelin Guidry, instantly got picked up by the Arizona Cardinals. Could Jimmy Moreland be essentially a backup option at the slot, at that nickel cornerback position? I think it makes a lot of sense. Again, Moreland played in all 16 games in 2020, 14 games in 2019, started 10 games in those 2 seasons, over 80 combined tackles in those 2 seasons. And yes, he did play for Houston last season and hardly got in the games. But when we do look at what he did back in 2019 and 2020, he was a solid contributor. Again, he was very good against the run. And I think, again, at this point in time, it wouldn't hurt to bring a guy like Moreland in. Obviously, you have to look at the contract, the financials of everything. But we've seen some strange moves over the last 24 hours here with the team going out and releasing Bam Knight, and he made the 53-man roster, less than a week ago, or, a week before yesterday, all to sign Connor McDermott, who was also released. So you could be thinking, why was that move done? Why wasn't it done earlier? Why wasn't McDermott just on the 53-man roster to begin with? And it kind of makes you think, what happened? Did Joe Douglas have his eye on maybe another offensive tackle out there? It didn't work out. He went elsewhere. And now it's like, okay, we got the Ravens coming up. Let's trim down a position that we're really deep at, running back, Breece Hall, Michael Carter, and Ty Johnson. So maybe that was the mindset. Maybe that was the thinking. Maybe there's a method to the madness here. But going back to Jimmy Moreland, till 5'11", 180 pounds, I think 27 years old, looking at his experience, looking at where the Jets are at this point in the season and the need at the position. And, I've said it a lot, throughout the last couple of weeks, last couple of months. I want the Jets to play it safe. I want this team to have insurance policies at multiple positions. We cannot have another season like last year where one guy goes down and the position is just shot. Carl Lawson went down last season, and, John Franklin Myers definitely flashed an edge, and I do really like Bryce Huff, but overall the edge position just couldn't get in the backfield. They couldn't get after quarterbacks. Who else? Marcus May, LaMarcus Joyner. Both guys go down. The position is wiped. Horrible safety play last season. Over and over and over. Luckily, the team had, we do look at the one injury where the Jets had that solid plan B, offensive tackle. Becton goes down. Morgan Moses is already starting at right tackle. Now we could throw George Fant into the starting lineup at left tackle and has a really, really solid season. Okay, so at this point, I would love to have Jimmy Moreland. I really like what he did back in Washington. He was kind of a fan favorite as well. Let's see what happens. And it wouldn't shock me if JD makes a move here. So anyway, let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. Thanks so much for watching. And as always, go Jets.